drawn out, it's contrived, wrenching.
Boring, unproductive,
Eventful.
Unforgiving.
Tragic.
Isolating.
Better.
Depressing.
Unexpected.
Unpredictable.
Dismantling.
Informative.
Reinvigorated.
Definitely long.
Bug-like. I felt like a bug.
Got into, for my birthday in quarantine, my grandma bought me a synthesizer and a talk box, and now I get to sound like a robot. And it's freaking awesome, man. I was like this.
So I got way better at cooking while quarantining. I've gotten pretty good at poker, and I've been playing like chess, trying to pick up working out again. You know, just like busy things that are kind of mentally like fulfilling in some way, or like stimulating, right? I started running more. You know, like basic self-improvement, trying to add some mindfulness and some like routine to my life.
streaming. I've been Twitch streaming recently, which is very cool because it gave me time to do that at least and grow my online presence as a creator, which is really cool. And it's great because coming from a film background, I've got all this stuff just sitting here that I can now finally put to use. What else? Oh, I've cooked a lot. I've baked a lot of stuff. That was great. I made apple crumble. I've made lemon cheesecakes. I'd probably say those two things. That's what I've been doing the most during lockdown.
I grow herbs in my room and in my basement. We have a lot of room for that, and it helps with the cooking. And it's good to learn about. There's a lot to learn and a lot to explore there.
Painting. I paint all the time. I'm a painter now. I'm an artist. I'm an artist-painter. Artist/painter.
Yeah, I've been on and off with some crafts that I've started before COVID and then sort of picked up again. Miniature making, mostly little chairs, making clay teeth and little clowns and things like that. Just anything small that just is time consuming. It takes hours and hours and hours. And then I drop the hobby for another month and, then come back to it and just do it intensely for another week.
But recently, since I've been back at school, I have been trying in class. Like I've been doing my work. I've been doing the readings for the first time in my college career. And I'm about to graduate next semester. So I don't know what took me so long, but concurrently, I'm smoking a lot of weed. I don't know if they're helping or each other or if there's some kind of hindrance going on, but so far I seem to be okay.
So I've been lucky to be able to kind of stay in person and work. I started a year ago a internship with Queensborough FC, a new soccer team in Queens, USL. That's been virtual, and I've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings and work for them. So I picked up doing that. There's other stuff kind of helping out with the school in terms of college in terms of admissions and admissions for sport management. I don't know. I've picked up home exercises, running. Now that people are kind of back and being vaccinated and getting tested consistently, I've been playing a lot more soccer. So I've been picking that up. I've gone on more walks as well. I had not really before COVID-19. I didn't go walks alone or just put on music and go for walks.
So I'm working 3 jobs right now. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Besides school, it keeps me pretty busy. Otherwise, I just am spending more time with my roommate and doing school, doing work, trying to stay safe.
I'm in a playwriting class. So the play is going to be called Vestibule. And basically
it takes place all in like a hallway for an apartment, like a Brooklyn apartment building. And so the premise is like this guy gets stuck on the stairs because he gets locked out of his apartment. And so all the other people that live in the building keep coming in, they talk to him, like there's situations that come up, but the cat is in there with him too. So he has these like scenes with this cat and his neighbors and like random people who like walk into the building, like delivery people who are like giving food or whatever. And on top of that, D&D, I've literally been in a D&D campaign for like 2 years now. And so I spent like all of quarantine, like doing that, like every Friday for like 2 years, I've probably been doing it.
I mean, I have my own clothing brand that I run, which I put more time into that. I was able to put way more time into that, which is great. I tried working out. I'm trying working out. It's not the easiest. I don't really like working out. Reading, meditation, yoga. Just being with friends. Like, obviously, granted, this pandemic is a pandemic, and you should be within your, inner circles, but getting closer to people that are around you and reconnecting and everything, I feel like that is what this time was good for.
I feel like I've honestly, if anything, stopped putting in time on my hobbies like less than I used to. Because like we used to play music all the time. I didn't touch my like keyboard for months because when I couldn't, we couldn't like go over to someone's house or whatever and do it. It just wasn't the same.
I started digital art, and it was always something I remember in high school, I found a random like sketch app, whatever, and I tried to draw the same picture of Squirtle every day to improve my art skills because I didn't know what I was doing. And surprisingly, I only kept up with it for about a week, and my Squirtles did not get very advanced. But I was, playing D&D a lot, and I had all this inspiration. And I had gotten a small award from school, so I just put that right into an iPad and a pencil.
Yeah, I read the entire Harry Potter series for the first time.
Oh, wow.
I started ring making, embroidery, friendship bracelet making, but none of the hobbies lasted for more than like a month.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of, oh, I'm gonna try this, and you watch a few YouTube tutorials, and then after like a few weeks or maybe like an hour.
I thought this was going to be over a lot sooner, and I kept telling myself it was going to be over eventually, and then things got worse. And then I think at some point I just kind of accepted it, like, oh, this is going to be here for a while, and it's going to become the new norm. There is no going back to normal. This is our new normal.
I fell into like a little, pit of despair when I was stuck in my home state for 6 months.
Just be like normal, and then it hits, and everyone was kind of like, oh, is it really a big deal? Because it wasn't like a global pandemic at that point. It was just picking up. So yeah, I don't know how we felt. Probably just normal, just felt like a normal day back in March.
Back in March, I was the most gullible person ever. I was like, this COVID thing's gonna last like a month. Like, we're gonna be out of the clear. Like, we're gonna get these cases on lock. How wrong I was.
Honestly, I was like, damn, this shit is wild. I was like afraid. I don't know. I was not one of those people that was like, this will be over in 2 weeks. But I also wasn't a person that was like, damn, this world about to end. Although, like, April, when they were like digging like mass graves in Central Park, and they had like the terminal all set up to have all those beds. That was like, I was like, son, this is crazy.
I was nervous for sure, but I didn't really, I thought it would be done by the end of the summer. I was pissed. I said, fuck, here goes my summer plans. I had already booked vacation tickets, like a special treat from my grandparents. I already planned everything out. And then they said, actually, we're shutting down the country, can't go anywhere, can't leave. So I was pretty pissed off the entirety of March.
I was like, fun, like, I want to get to go home for a bit, you know, like school's getting rough. And so at those early stages, I was still very much like free vacation.
I'm gonna be real. I was pretty content. Like, obviously, I didn't know how long it was gonna be, and I didn't want any of this to actually happen. But I was content with who I was around.
I was surprised. Surprised in the sense of COVID becoming such a problem, especially in the US, and how much it was evolving and how quickly it did. And also just surprised that, you know, I wasn't going to be on campus anymore and I had to change my plans and figure something else out.
You know, I think in my head, I just didn't think it was going to be that serious. Like, you know, I was taking the precautions. Like, I had a mask like a month before, like, it was like mandated for people to have it. Like, there was this kid who was in my class who was talking about it. And he was like, oh, I'm getting like a bulk order from Japan, like, you know, for like $5, it's super easy. And I was like, I can pay you for one. He's like, you could just trade me your Arizona. And I had like an unopened Arizona, and I was like, okay, word. So I gave him my Arizona, and he was like, all right, when I get the masks, like, I'll just hand it to you. And I was like, all right, fine. And it's the same one that I use today. Like, literally, it's like the best purchase I ever made. Best trade I ever made, like hunter-gatherer type shit.
But yeah, so I was on spring break, and I got the news that, you know, school was canceled because of the COVID pandemic, and I was in Florida. And I was like, oh my God, no more classes. Like, I was already having a crap semester. Like, hopefully this will make the semester go easy. I'm coming back from spring break. I'm having a blast. Everyone's like planning darties and stuff. And then I get home, and then like my roommates who are healthcare workers, they're like, yeah, you ready to bunker down for 2 weeks? And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean bunker down? He's like, yeah, we're not leaving for 2 weeks. Might as well go. We gotta go grocery shopping right now. We're not gonna go. We're not gonna leave. I was like, no way. And not gonna lie, that brought it on, you know, bad mental health vibes, reaching out to unhealthy relationships in the past. Just, you know, a lot of lonesome, and my internship got canceled later in March, and that was a low point for me. I felt like my future had been kind of over. So yeah, it sucked. It wasn't great.
It was confusing. And like looking back on it, honestly, it was like confusing, but also I had no idea what's the thing. Like, I would not have thought that we would still be in it, like, at this point this year. I remember saying, like, oh, I'm bummed we're gonna miss, like, all our friends' like 21st birthdays, but we'll be able to meet up like the end of summer and celebrate then, which just did not happen.
Weirdly quiet for so much going on. I was abroad. I had gone in, like, I was only there for 2 months, but I'd been in like 3-4 countries for connection flights or vacation or otherwise. And it was very loud and it was chaotic, and I had postponed. I was the last one of my program to leave because I had a tattoo appointment that I needed to keep. And so that last night there, I just remember that it was the weirdest thing because the whole time it was beautiful weather, maybe some rainy days, but I was the last one in the apartment. I had to get up at like 5 a.m. and there was just this really loud wind that kept going through the whole apartment and blowing the doors around. And it was just so weirdly quiet and not necessarily scary, but in this, like, it felt like somebody somewhere should be running around, but it wasn't me for some reason.
So late March, early April, I think I was still in the shock and awe.
I think it was mostly anxiety because I'm the type of person who needs to know like what's gonna happen next, and the fact that we didn't know anything or like what was going on was really stressful. Yeah, I think it was primarily anxiety.
I think I have a different view of like my education and what's going to happen now that I'm a senior. I think I've kind of put school a little bit behind me, not in the sense of effort, but in the sense of just how much I care. I wish that my school went back a lot earlier in person, and unfortunately we're still online. And You know, I have a great internship right now, and I'm more looking towards the future in the sense of a job more than I just want my degree at this point. And that's kind of sad to say because I know a lot of people are like, oh, the college experience. My college experience is done. I'm ready for what comes next.
It's stabilized, right? It's like I moved out. Pretty much the one thing I really need to take care of is passing my classes, which is, it's hard. But like, when you're stuck at home, it's hard to do work, but it's also, there's no good excuse to not do work.
I feel like you feel very restricted now, which is understandable if that makes it end sooner, but I don't know.
Bored most of the time. But I'm hopeful.
Probably equally as shitty. I think that it's a huge fucking wash. It sucks. COVID sucks. It's terrible and annoying and has also made everybody else insane, and it's pretty bad.
A lot more depressed. A lot more hollow. It's just, it feels pointless to do anything at this point. But, I'm not gonna stop wearing a mask. I'm just gonna be more depressed about it, I guess. It's just more lacking. I'm not really feeling any type of big emotional burst anymore.
I feel very much like I'm keeping my head down. I'm like trying not to think about the future at all, which is something that I'm prone to do just in life a lot. Think too much ahead. But no one knows what the hell's gonna happen, and if you do, it's maybe a little depressing. So I'm trying to just keep my head down and do my thing.
I don't know. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm pretty pandemic fatigued. I know you've probably heard that word around. Tired. I don't know. Cooped up, you could say. I don't know. Upset, obviously, for a lot of reasons. More upset than I was in March, just because no one knew how long this was gonna be. I've had it better than other people, but I think for anybody and anyone, regardless of how bad they've had it, how many people they've had get sick, even died, I think it's been tough on everybody.
Now I would say more frustrated. I think that things could have gone a lot better, and we as a nation could have reacted better to it. But I'm also hopeful because, with the vaccines coming out and, it seems like there is an end to it that is somewhat around the corner, and it was hard to see that before.
I don't feel trapped. Like I don't feel like any of these things that I feel like maybe a lot of people feel, but what I do feel is just disappointed. It's just like, such a weird like baptism of fire right now for adult life, because it's not normal, and it's not normal for anybody, but like this come on, so that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, come on.
Things are better. Things are looking up. The days are beautiful here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm able to go outside. I'm able to see people. I am the associate member counselor for my fraternity, so I'm taking care of 22 new guys as they get through this process. So that's exciting for me. School could always be better, but I'm a second semester senior. It's hard to care as much right now, but right now I'm feeling good.
I feel like I'm definitely more used to it. Like you just get used to like the changes to your lifestyle, and you like figure out how to work with the new structure to life. So I feel like it looks less daunting than it would have, if I had known at that point last year that we're going on like a year of like pretty much the same thing.
Much better, which sounds like it would sound like I had a very different pandemic experience, but I was quarantined for most of it. I rarely went inside, which was hard. But since we didn't go back to school on campus, it was the push for me to actually get my own place. So I'm, moved out of home for the first time with, my best friend, and we're still quarantined here, but it's a lot different when you're closer to people that you can kind of ease the tension with.
I feel pretty good. I think the only real thing I can do is try to find the silver linings. For something that's as much it's kind of on the scale that it seems that our individual efforts may only have marginal contributions, and I can only sort of look on the bright side of things, even if there's a lot of morbidity and turmoil and whatnot. So I think I've tried to gain greater appreciation for small things and have more insight into sort of my life as it is, and sort of using COVID-19 as a sort of time of reflection.
I think I'm more comfortable now just because it's been more time with everything going on, and now I'm here in this house. I have my own house with my family, which was the longest I've been home, so that was definitely adding a layer of discomfort. So I think now that we're back in school and I'm out of the house, it's adding some sense of normalcy, so it's making me